7. And this is where we shine a light on the issues, initiatives, and innovations shaping the lives of Kwarans every day. Now, if you've been following recent developments in the state, you know that one of the standout initiatives from the Kwara State Government in recent years has been its commitment to digital education. And this month, this commitment continues as the state prepares to roll out the summer holiday edition of the Kwara Coding and Digital Literacy Program, set to begin on August 4th, 2025. And to help us unpack all the details, the vision, the scope, and the progress so far, and what we can expect from this new phase, I'm joined by the Special Assistant on Digital Innovation, Honorable Ishola Kayode. It's a pleasure to have you on the show today.
Yeah, good morning, and thank you for having me on the show this morning.
Thank you. Thank you for being here as well. So we're going to be talking about that today. Remember, you can see what's happening live in the studio. We're on Facebook and Instagram Facebook and YouTube, Flow FM 927, streaming live, Flow FM 927. You can also join the conversation. If you have a question, you can call in or send a WhatsApp message on 0807 777 9927, 0807 777 9927. Now, Honorable Ishola Kayode, let's start with the big picture. What inspired the Kwara State Government to launch the Coding and Digital Literacy Program, and how does this new summer holiday edition build on what has already been done?
Yeah, thank you so much. So the Kwara Coding and Digital Literacy Program is a program that was designed by His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Kwara State, Malam Abdraman Abdrazak, towards making sure Kwarans, particularly students in our public or government-owned schools, to be able to have competitive advantage, especially in our digital-driven work that we find ourselves right now. It's no longer like news that we all know that most of the jobs and the opportunities that are available and that will constantly be available in our world today are driven by your ability to leverage digital skills, as the case may be. So that's the reason for that, so that we can just Kwara State now is a top destination for talent, and thanks to some of the initiative of His Excellency on doing that. So when the program was designed, we looked at it that yes, we have several digital literacy centers that has been built by the government across different parts of the state, and there's a need for us to have like a program that really utilize the potentials of these facilities, and that's one of the major reasons why the program was commenced last year. We did the pilot phase of the program. That was during the same short-term holiday between August and September 2024, where we did the program in 6 schools, 2 per senatorial district, and that gave us like in all about 684 participants were drawn from across these 6 centers, and we saw the feedbacks, particularly after the program was just 6 weeks. We did 2 weeks for the digital literacy part of the program, then the remaining 4 weeks was on programming. As some did Python programming, then some did web development. So we had like, after the first 2 weeks, we did like a basic digital literacy test, then to also know which part the students can go, okay, based on the metrics, okay, these ones are actually good, will be good in web development, while these ones will be able to choose Python programming. So at the end of the 6 weeks program, we did like an exhibition where groups of students, like in 4, maximum of 4 in a group, were able to come up with different solutions that, no matter how basic those solutions are within the time frame of what they learned, but they were able to present, pitch, and also identify problems and come up with using their digital skills to solve those problems, as the case. So that was very mind-blowing thing, because when we saw those kids, we saw that they are brilliant. It's just a lack of the opportunities before that we're limiting them, and that was what led His Excellency that, okay, yes, if this program was successful in 6 places, let's expand it. So in February 2025, we launched the program in 50 schools across the 16 local governments of the state. So as I'm speaking right now, there's no local government that doesn't have at least like a center or 2 centers, as the case may be, where it's well spread out across the state. So when we started with digital literacy, and we target 150 students per school.
Okay.
So through that, but right now, we've done the first phase, which is the digital literacy aspect of the program. Now we're moving into the more technical aspect of the program, where They have to do innovation thinking, because we're not just teaching them, learning how to code or this and all that, because it's not every one of them that will end up being coders but what we are emphasizing with the program is that we point them in the right direction. Like, okay, hey, even if you can draw, if you can illustrate, it's not even your skills might just be like public speaking, like helping other team to be able to highlight, because one of the major things when you say about tech bros and tech is sometimes many of them lack the expression, like how to be able to tell us.
You can help them pitch.
So we identify all those things, then we pair them together, just like what we did. So that's so they'll be able to identify problems in their society. Like last year, one of the projects that one of the students did, I think a group from ASA, that's what the kids from this school did. Specifically, what they did was they identified the farming areas in their community, identify like there are different type of crops which they grow. Then they now looked at the Nigerian Meteorological Agency, like their data, and said like this is the best time to plant, let's say, maize at this particular time. And last year there was like a severe drought, like around that maybe August or thereabout as well, that a lot of farmers. So that was one of the driving force that, okay, if farmers, and I think the agency earlier in the year made the announcement that there was going to be no rain for some particular period of time. So they used that information to build like a dashboard that predicts and also inform farmers accurately that this is the best time to plant for this particular season, this is the best, like something like that. So that's what innovation is all about, and that's one of those things that we want our students to be critical thinkers so that they can contribute effectively to the development of our state or of our country and continent by extension.
All right. Thank you very much. You just took the question. I was going to ask why it was innovation thinking added, not just coding now, and how it differs and connects. And I'm sure you've answered that question. Thank you very much. Now I would like to ask again. Digital inclusion now is a big challenge in some parts of Nigeria, especially in public schools. And just like you said, every local government area now has has a center at least, for this digital literacy training. So now, how is the government ensuring that students in less privileged or rural communities also benefit from this program?
Yes, what we are currently doing is to still do like a needs assessment, and to, we have lots of schools in the state, and when you're doing a program like this that is very, very technical, we are looking at also the quality and not just the quantity alone. So like I said, like last year we started with 6, and when we did the assessment, so we expanded it into 50. And even already they are in rural places, like all this it's not like the centers are only domiciled in urban centers. Like what we did was to identify places where we have the digital literacy centers, like the facilities that are compliant with what we want to really do with the program. So then those schools became centers that we've now equipped. So we'll constantly keep up to date and see how the program can be expanded so that more and more schools, particularly at the rural. So the idea is just that, okay, if we have, let's say, in Barutin local government, now if we have like, let's say 2 or 3 centers, and those kids are actively engaged and they know it and all, it will be easier for them to also propagate the program, like to act as instructors, like at some point in time later in the long-term vision of the program, so that like in that community it's easier for us, like if we want to expand, they are going to be like maybe instructors, actors to support and complement and facilitate us. So those are some of the key things that we're doing towards expanding the program to the rurals.
Okay, we have a WhatsApp message here. Someone says, is it free?
Yes, it is. It's a free program by the Kwara State Government.
Okay, thank you very much. And you can also mention some part of the states, some areas where the centers are in, and also the dates, the time.
So for the summer edition, 35 schools will be participating out of the 50 schools. We in Ilorin South, we have Bishop Smith, we have a government school in Garkambi. For Ilorin West, we have Queen Elizabeth School, we have government school Adeta. So we have like in Ifelodun, we have Babanlumo Community School Babanlumo. We have another school in what's the name of this community? Okay, yes, we have in Idofion, like a school, Idofion Grammar School. We also have in Orago, a school in Orago. So we have in Umuaron, we have in like almost all the local governments, like at least we have like maybe two, one, two, in some places like three, depending on the cluster. So there's a particular list on the platform where we have all the list of schools that are that the program is.
Yes,
is going to take place.
So it's basically the school for people that students now. It's the school that will register.
Yes,
them.
it's the school that registers them.
Okay.
What we did last year was that we did centers. So centers, in each center, you just go there, whether you are from that school or you are not from that school.
Okay.
But the sustainability of that, because after we finished that particular program, different students came from different
places.
I don't just want it to be a one-off. We want it like, okay, at the end of this program, like let's say maybe 1 year, 2 years or thereabout, we can say, okay, these are the people that have successfully passed through the program, not just like, okay, we just do this, like we do small things in like we want it like, okay, to be quite effective. And that's why we have a curriculum and all for the program, so that, okay, each stage there are KPIs and things we have to measure to say that, okay, the students are actively. And I can tell you that currently we have about 2 national competitions that we're participating in. I think one is engaging about 40 of our students, another one, I think another 30. That's students from all the schools, different parts of the state that are in that competition. And one of the reasons why we're invited is specifically because currently we are the only state that is doing this like at this scale in the entire federation. So it's a very, very laudable program that even other states and all of that are looking forward to see how they can implement as well.
Okay. Now, I know this, thank you very much. I know this digital literacy program has been for a while, but there might be people that are just hearing it for the first time. So you can as well just let us know what is in the program, what the program is all about, what they'll learn, and the results that will come out from it. Okay.
So for the program, we have like 2 phases, which is the digital literacy part, where you do the basic stuff like understanding how the digital world works, the internet, all these Microsoft basics and all of that, because we understand that most of the participants are students who through this program may be the first time that they are actively doing something hands-on. So, and after that, which is the first phase, which we have actually completed right now in many of the schools. So the next phase is now the coding and the innovation thinking stage. So having done all these things, you've learned the basics, then you now want to move into, okay, project building. Identify a particular problem, then these are the skills which you need to develop to do that. Like I said earlier on, that we're not saying every one of them are going to end up being programmers, but the idea is just that, okay, if you identify, okay, while driving to this place now, maybe I identify a particular problem, and I know that, okay, through my digital skills, I should be able to like team up with this person to build this particular thing in order for us to be able to solve that problem. So the major thing is just like critical thinking skills, because we want our students from Kwara to be able to compete globally. And one of the things which you can be able to compete actively these days is your ability to have access to digital stuff, as the case may be. So that's the basics, and those are the things which we want to learn. Last week, like I said, like we have very brilliant programs, because even the people that are representing us in this program, they are like students that build projects, like they build apps or maybe softwares, basic one, no matter how basic it is, that they are going into these competitions that we're talking about.
Exactly. Thank you very much for sharing that. We have a question here. Beyond the students, are there any plans to expand this program to include teachers or other members of the public in the near future?
Yes, there's a particular program that we're doing for, we call it, it's part of the DPI, that's digital public infrastructure, and that we're trying to do. It's an e-government program, whereby you have teachers, people in the public workforce, that we're training them on the digital skills, as the case may be. That program is being powered by the Learning Innovation Hub. That's one of His Excellency's major, another achievement, especially in the digital world. So that particular program is ongoing. And also, we also have programs that through the Learning Innovation Hub that target young people, startup and entrepreneurs. We're partnering with Future Africa and CC Hub to develop such programs. So there are different programs. That's why just last week we had the major delegation from Xenox Technologies, which is one of Africa's biggest OEMs, that visited in Kwara. And when they came to Kwara, because what led to the visit was I was part of the Nigerian delegation in France for the Viva Tech conference last month. So, and one of the reasons why I was included is this particular program that we're doing, the Kwara Coding and Digital Literacy Program. So at the program, when I did my presentation, so all the different countries and particularly the Xenox people were like, oh, so you guys have something like this in Kwara. So that's what led them to come last week. And when they thought the facility is like another likely partnership, like because they are looking forward to how they can really work with the Kwara State Government to further advance the interests of what we want to. Because the goal is we want to make Kwara to be a top talent destination and a place when people talk about technology, innovation, in not just in Nigeria, on the African continent, because we can do it. We have young, brilliant people. So all what we need is what we're currently doing now, to gather them together and create programs that will be able to help discover them and maximize their potentials.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that insightful session today on Kwara Today here on Flow FM 92.7, your Go the Flow radio station. Big thank you to our guest, Honorable Ishola Kayode, the Special Assistant on Digital Innovation. He has taken his time to walk us through the exciting developments around the upcoming summer holiday edition of the Kwara Coding and Digital Literacy Program. Thank you very much for being on the show today, Honorable Ishola.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. And it's encouraging to see the state's growing investment in digital education and innovation, especially for young people in public schools. Programs like this aren't just about technology, they're about empowerment, inclusion, and preparing a generation for a future where digital skills will make all the difference. If you missed any part of the conversation, remember, we streamed live on Facebook and YouTube, so you can check it out. And remember, your voice matters in shaping the future of Kwara. Till Kwara Today comes your way again next Wednesday, 11:30 to 12 p.m. I am Olaiton Johnson. Stay informed and keep listening to Flow FM 92.7. Do have a great day.